Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a great day today, that your week has been really good. And, we got one more day to wrap things up. So we don't want to lose everything tomorrow. We want to end the week strong. And so we come in with some extra focus tomorrow, making sure we do the right things the right way. So at least that's what my focus is going to be this week, because I've had some challenges this week in doing the right things. But fortunately, I'm at a point where I can do the wrong things and still make money. And that's where everybody wants to be. And one of the big things that I run into a lot in the mentor sessions are traders who, in the beginning, they show tremendous improvement because they went from not knowing how to take a trade to being able to go in and out of a trade, understanding, what support and resistance is. They've learned a lot, but they get to a brick wall. It's like, I can't cross over. And, there's some things, one big thing that I really stress, and you guys that know me probably already know what I'm going to say, but you have to establish some type of process to where you can reflect on your trading day. Not only just your trades, but the whole process of your day. Because a lot of things that can creep in outside of trading can come in and affect your trading day. So really the first thing you need to do is establish a process to where you could be open, objective, and honest with yourself. It's a self-review of your process. But if you lie to yourself, it doesn't work. And a lot of people put in a tremendous amount of work, because reflection does take time. It does take some effort. And a lot of people put in this effort, but they lie to themselves. And we can't do that. We can't lie to ourselves. If we stunk it up, we can't make excuses as to why we did it. We have to own it and then sit down and figure out what needs to change right now in order for us to get to that next step. What bad habits do we have? What mistakes am I making that really need to be changed right now? And then establish a plan that you can address it one at a time. Because you don't want to change too many things at one time, because you don't know what worked and what didn't. So you focus on, you try to determine what the main issue is, focus on taking care of that, and then move to the next one. Okay, and as you do this, you want to implement a process that if you fall back into that cycle, that you know how to get out of it relatively quickly, so that it doesn't cost you a trading day or cost you money. And that's what I've done. And that's why I can make a mistake, or I can make a series of mistakes and still end the day green. And everything is great. So focus on establishing a process to help reflect on your trades. Create a journal. There's a lot of nice journaling software out there. Chart Log, Trader View. These that you could use, or you can build your own. I use Trader View because it allows me to share with the people I'm mentoring. If they're using it, they could share their trades and all of that. But for my personal journal, I just build a file, and all the slides that I'm sharing with you in this recap, this is part of my journal. This goes into a file for that particular day. where I type up my notes, my thoughts, everything. And so every day I do this, this PowerPoint is part of a file for that day. And that's how I'm able to continually improve. And I'm able to make decisions. And you guys in chat, so well, how did you know that? How did you do that? It's because I put in the work. And it gets to the point where it's like second nature. And it doesn't seem like work at all. It's just part of the process. So just, make sure, establish some type of process that you could do to reflect on your trades. And, my manuscript is, I'm tired of dealing with people telling me I need to do this, do that, change this, change that. Forget it. I'm publishing it myself. And I'm going to drop it the way I want to drop it. And a big part of it is dealing with reflection, because I really believe this is the most important part of the growth process in trading. All right, so I gave props to my son a couple weeks ago. I got to give props to my daughter. She graduated from college last year, and she just got accepted to grad school. So she's going to be going to University of South Carolina too. She'll be in grad school. My son will be in undergrad. And my wife is graduating from the same program next month. So we're really excited over here. This is going to be a really incredible couple of months for us. So if I sound more excited these next couple of months, you know why. So let's look at the SPY today. You can see the market. We had a really, really good day, and it translates. Look, we did not trade in a channel. I mean, even though we did go sideways a little bit here between 1 and 230 to 1 and 3, we didn't just trade sideways. We kind of grinded our way up, stair-stepped our way up to where we kind of closed near the highs. And you could see it in this candlestick. It looks so much different from the last 3 days. The only issue I have with this is the big gap up we had. And that kind of took away some of the value to the long side. But that's fine. Tomorrow, if we can reach 420, if we can hit this, I'm pretty sure we're coming back. I've been waiting, and like I said all before, I've been waiting for us to hit this before we get a big pullback. And I want to see a big pullback so that I can get some good swings off this month. It's already been 2 weeks in. The market has not been, open or conducive to the swing trades. But a lot of stuff is changing now. Earnings are kicking off. I haven't got a good feel for the banks because, some are up, some are down. There's just nothing around them right now. So we're just I'm kind of waiting to see how the rest of this earnings is going to kick off here this next week. But we are in earnings season right now. So I'm expecting things to get a little bit better here. So today, first trade out of the gate was Delta Airlines. Initially, this one wasn't on my watch. It didn't have a gap. At 9 o'clock, we did not have a dollar gap yet. So it didn't get on my watch list. But not long after that, we did get the gap. And I did get it on my watch list. But I realized very early that my morning started out not on a good note. What happened, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I kept getting up. I woke up. I felt really sick this morning with my throat really burning. I have bad sinuses, and sometimes at night my throat drains and it just feels like it's on fire. And so I got up at 6 and took that medicine. Well, I got up earlier for other reasons, but I got up at 6, took the medicine, looked at the market, and saw that coin had gapped up from the night before. Remember, I was long, holding it overnight. I was looking for the move, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gapped up 20 points here. Excellent. So I went back to sleep, woke up at 7, and we're down. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we're just going to bounce here. You got people taking profit, like me holding overnight. They started taking profit at 6 o'clock. No harm, no foul. I go, I get washed up, take my son to school. I get back at 8 o'clock, and we're down some more. And it really made me mad. I mean, it really made me mad to where coming in this morning, I wasn't in a good frame of mind. So I ended up getting in Delta Airlines. This was a nice entry, DAL, but I ended up taking it off because it wasn't going like I wanted it to. I didn't pay attention to, I wasn't looking at the whole picture. I was just looking at the fact that it wasn't making the move I wanted it to. So I ended up taking it off, and it starts working. So I get back in, and I get profit on one target, and then it bounced, and it took me out at break even. But if you stand back and look at this would have been a really, really good trade. If I had stayed in here, taken my profit, and it would have bounced, it never would have got close to take me out. Come back, hit my second target, and I'd have been good. And I probably would have just left this piece on. It never did hit the first. It never did, come all the way back. And I probably would have got another piece, or got the last piece of this trade. So one bad decision pretty much ruined a nice profit on this trade. But because I have developed skill over the years, and I understand how to deal with myself when I get this way, I was still able to make some money. I just wasn't able to make what I needed to make. So, this is what happened here. And if you were listening to me in chat, I even said it. I knew what was happening. I recognized it. And I said it out loud multiple times. Okay, second trade I took was on TSM. This was a channel break. Here's the initial sell-off. This was another stock on my watch. And as you can see, most of these stocks on my watch, the first 5-minute candle was just a huge washout. When you see this, it makes you question whether you should trade a 2-minute opening range, or 3-minute, or even a 1-minute. But, it doesn't happen like this every day. It just so happens that this happened today. So this one, we got the bounce, rejection, channel break. Took some profit here. And I made a mistake. What did I do here? I took it off here again. Okay. I took it off, and I short down here. What the hell was I thinking? Okay, I shorted into support. Again, my mind is, my judgment is clouded. I'm upset still from the one trade that I shouldn't even be upset. Unrealistic expectations. is what the cause of it is. But you know, I ended up giving back what I made. You know, frustrated. I turned around and gave it back. So, you know, that was a mistake that I made there. So BA, this was going into lunch. Again, same problem. I got in, took it off. The same problem. I just took it off because it just felt like it wasn't doing what I wanted to do, so I took it off. I gave up another big move. Another solid move I gave up. And then here, I waited for it to come back. Ended up grabbing it here off this rejection. And, you know, ended up, you know, getting a little move out of this. Nothing solid. But you could see I was dealing with the issue today, but I was able to just kind of squeak some things out. It wasn't the prettiest of days. And here's SQ. I took the channel break here. We ran into some hella support. And this, if you were still in chat, I was going through this step by step as to what was happening and what I was seeing. It wasn't that I just took it off because I was mad. I was actually analyzing the price action, watching the spread, and I was pointing out what was happening with the spread. You saw it go from like 6-7 cents to 40 cents, 50 cents, with the bid dropping and the ask not. I mean, it was crazy what was happening, but that was telling me that we are not gonna sell off, and we didn't. You know, we didn't. And of course, the day wasn't complete without me messing with coin. You know, this is the one that made me mad. You can see what it did. Hold on a second. Let me take this off. Let me take this off real quick. All right. You could see, well, I don't have 6 o'clock, but it was up here around 6 through 360. You can see it pull back. At 8 o'clock, we were still coming down. Here, I was getting hot. But then we got a little pop, and I'm like, well, okay, I think we're good. And then look at this. Straight down. But it traded sideways all day. It sat up here on red to green. We traded in this channel. So I felt once this channel broke, the bottom was going to fall out of this. That we probably would hit 310, maybe like 310, maybe 300. But it didn't. You know, I was able to get a couple covers. I only traded this 50 shares. And, you know, here I messed up trying to get out. But this is what it was. I actually added to the short before I bought it to close it, to cover it. But that's what happened there. But, you know, still with all the mistakes, that I traded like a rookie today. But with all of those, I was still able to bring almost $500 out. And remember, $500 a day keeps the job away. That's the saying, right? So, you know, we pretty much are right on that. And this was a really bad day. So I really could have made twice as much if I had traded like I had some damn sense. But I take what I get and load up, and we come back tomorrow. So guys, remember, Journal, journal, journal. Reflect, reflect, reflect. So that you're able to identify issues when they come about, and you will already have a plan that you can implement that will keep you from losing your whole trading day. It's just that important. So you guys have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.